Say that again. Say that again.
I said I don't even think we have to talk prior to like recording this. I think we disagree naturally on how
Now
we
you
look at certain
say that.
trades.
You say that. But I found out when your foot to the fire, some kind
Uh-huh.
of way you come to my side. Because
What do you?
when we talk about, we had the whole argument about Kyle Pitts when a foot was to the fire, somebody
Yeah.
drafted them over the other guys that said they was going to draft. You know,
OJ Howard. No offense. Those are two tight end prospects that came into the league that you thought were going to be something on a yearly basis. How they end up? Cal Pitts is going to join that Mount Rushmore of tight ends that you believed in, going to do something, and then they ended up just sitting on your bench for no reason. Come on my team, brother. You know what I mean? You stay where you got to stay. All right. I need you to be on somebody else's team, making sure that they believe in you and they ain't going down like the bad path. But for me, I'm gonna stay away from you. There's
so
so
the
many
foot
different.
to the fire. Then all of a sudden my
Nah,
opinion changed. So I
I
have a
told
feeling.
you, I do not like Cowper. I do not like Cowpers. I think that he is a person that is going to lose you a year. This year, he finally came to fruition with some games. So great for those who had him. But if you saw when I even drafted him, I traded him as soon as I had an opportunity to trade him. Right.
That was
So
way farther in the season.
yeah, and
You
when did I
traded him
draft
before
him?
he caught
I
fire too. Too bad for you.
there were a few reasons why I drafted him. There weren't that many. It was a larger league, and I didn't anticipate folks taking certain players that I had my eye on early. So I had to always pivot and go towards whatever I had in my queue to pick. And I thought, like, if he played well enough, I could get rid of him because the other half of like the league is pretty probably similar to you, where they could see like he has potential. But the reason like Coppers will have to do some stuff for me for years to come consistently. He has all the physical attributes, but again, I compare him to like the OJ Howards of the world, who every year you thought was going to come to fruition and just never did. Just never did.
And I understand. I totally
Just never
understand.
did.
I just got to bet on my badges, and that's my process. I'm going. As I go farther in life, I'm going to bet on me. And since I had badges for this guy, I'm just like, fuck it. I'm betting on the badges, and I love it that it was he was getting them super cheap. Oh man, is best ball. I was getting them every damn time. I'm like, man, I'm getting them way down here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take them every time.
I don't
So
think people were counting on Kyle Pitts to do anything this particular year, and then he
that's why
came
I
he
knew it was
came
the
through in
perfect
some
year.
games. He came through in some games. He did.
That- That's why I knew it was the perfect year to take them. I don't know who that is this year. I just started doing best ball again because they got the never too early best ball drafts going on in underdog, and can't really tell you who I'm. Oh, if we going just tight end, I've been taking Mark Andrews. He been going in like the 13th round. Like, you know what? I'll
Nah,
bet on that. I don't mind. I'll bet on that. You
I'm
know,
gonna stay away from Mark Andrews. I don't
yeah,
even know
and
why
I
they gave him
understand.
that
But if
large
you,
contract.
but if I'm going, late tight end, I don't feel, I'm not convicted as I was with Kyle Pitts. I just considered Kyle Pitts a GOAT prospect. So I was just hoping this the year he hit. But with Andrews, I understand that that man had multiple top three finishes. And guess what? They're getting another offensive coordinator and another coach. So why not just bet on it go change? Now this is for best ball. Redraft, it might end up being different. I might still draft Andrews. I'll just draft another tight end too. So saying we'll bet
Yeah,
on one of them to get me over the
yeah.
hump.
No, I get you with the best ball. If you get him at a cheaper price and at a lower play, it just depends on the game, right? And he has what you're saying. For best ball, it's totally different than redraft or even dynasty or whatever we're talking about. Best ball, you can take your hedge. Anyone who plays well that particular week, you go after. But when we were talking about Kyle Pitts before, we were talking about a redraft league,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I wasn't
definitely.
about to do that with Kyle Pitts.
And I just felt and guess what? Somebody was ultimately right between us.
What do I owe you? We can put it down. Don't I owe you something?
Yeah, yeah, it's supposed to be a championship T-shirt. Whoever
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
team win the
yeah,
championship.
yeah.
So
I got you.
I'll send it to you. Don't worry. I'll send you the link for the t-shirt I like. I'm just waiting for to figure out the team.
I
Yeah.
got you. No worries.
All right, let's get started. So, yeah, what's good, YouTube? Now, I've been sending you. If y'all see me, y'all seen I've been hitting these shorts when it comes to the trades. And guess what? On Instagram, Cat is following me, and every time Cat is disagreeing with my trade, he's taking the counter piece, and I know he's full of it. And I'm here to prove to the world that he's full of it. And when he then get put on wax, I think he go flip to my side. So this is how we gonna do this, Cat. I'm gonna put up a trade. I'm gonna give my opinion on which side I pick, and you gonna tell me if you pick in the opposite side, and you gonna tell me why.
Will do.
If you pick the opposite side and tell me why, then after you finish, I'll say why I'm picking my side. But we gonna just see if you pick the opposite side or not. If we both picking the same side, no need to really discuss it. Well, yeah, well, I'll say something. I guess I'll say something. If we pick the same side, but I think, you know what? I know you love to talk. I'll let you say why. If you pick the same side, you pick my side. I'll let what you say stand unless I
go.
disagree.
I think we should alternate it. I think we should alternate. If you have multiple trades for me to look at, you go first, I go after, and again I'll pick first. So
because you like to pick the opposite side, so I'm gonna go first.
I don't. I just when I hear your text. When I hear your
time on Instagram, I'm picking this side. It's every time. And guess what? We're gonna find out if you that dude every time. Not let's go. Back.
I mean, you already seen some of my mastery in my own league in regards to trades.
No, and right? Guess what? I agree with the trades you made. So that's why I know it's bullshit that because if we on the opposite side of trades every time, then me and you will be making trades every time. If we on the opposite time, me and you will be making music more often.
So how about you send some trades out and then we'll see what happens.
I didn't send trades. You don't like my trade.
I accepted one of your trades.
You don't be liking my people. I'm trying to get rid of certain people right now.
I caught a whole bunch of flack because
I'm trying to get rid of Diggs. I'm trying to get rid of Kevin Coleman. It's certain people I need to get rid of before I move forward.
Keon Coleman, I got you.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is look at my team and let me know what you're trying to holler at. That's it.
All right, let's get started. So the first trade we got is Shaheed, Charbonnet, Mims, the 203 for Pickens. I'm taking the Pickens side.
All right, let me look at this real quick. And I would definitely see for this one, I would take the Pickens side today. I would agree with you. The reason why is because you have unknowns in Shaheed, Mims, and Charbonnet is going to be hurt. The second pick doesn't do anything for me, right? And Pickens, can be a star, can be either a low-end number one wide receiver. So out of the mix, it does depend on the context of like my team, like what it's built on. But first glance, I'm taking Pickens.
And we're going to assume all of these trades are 12-man super flex league. We're just going to assume that.
Okay.
Most people playing that.
Right. Yep, then I'm still sticking with Pickens. Next
trade, we got the 101 for James Cook and the 27th second. I know people love James Cook, but I'm taking the 101 myself. What about you?
I don't like to agree with you.
Yeah, you do. I told you when it's on wax what you was going to do.
I don't like to agree with you. Here's the reason why I say you go for the 101, right? The 101 is an elite pick. You get, especially in a dynasty, you have the opportunity to pretty much get the best player out of the draft or consensus best player, depending on where they go. Now, it's not saying James Cook isn't going to get busy next year, and you've seen his numbers, but that 2027 second round pick doesn't do anything for me, right? If you had said James Cook in the first or late first, then I'm going for it, right? But if it's a 2027 second, nah, that's not gonna do anything for me.
Also, if this was James Cook and the 112, what you doing?
If it's James Cook and the 112, I'm probably going with James Cook.
Mm.
It doesn't matter. Anything in the first round, I get an option to, and I still think the first top 12 players will yield a better spot for me. Right? I'll know there's going to be at least 12 players that are going to be functional on a team. If you just I go by the most recent drafts, and if you had drafted by consensus, you would have James Cook and maybe like a Luther Burden on your team if you were picking like that, or James Cook and a Scatterable if you were picking like that. And for me, that's going to be beneficial to my team, and that's how I see certain things. Some folks were even low on Ibuka if you drafted at a particular time before people started getting hurt on the Buccaneers. Now, if I had got James Cook and Ibuka, I can do that for whoever the consensus number one or 101 is going to be. So, yep, any first round draft pick is going to kind of push me in that direction. But for this exercise, I'm going to go with the 101.
All right, next trade we got Scatterboo, McConkey, the 107, a 27 first for Bijan. Man, you're throwing a lot on the table for Bijan. And maybe this where we might come to debate.
I know
I think I'm taking a Bijan side.
Yeah, see, we're on the same side. So because of how young Bijan is and how elite he is in his position, I would take Bijan as well. So I would actually be a person that would trade something like this to someone, right? To give them top tier players and first round draft picks to get the most elite player. Bijan has the potential to be a number one overall fantasy player. And you don't get that opportunity to get someone in their prime that often, right? You only have a few folks. You got Bijan, you got Chase, you have who else you think is an elite, that number one or potential number one every year. And I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, to be honest. I think those two are in a different stratosphere for their positions, and so I'm going with Bijan in this particular one. And it also does depend on the context of your team, right? A lot of things depend. Like, can I give all that stuff up and still be good? If I can still be good, which it looks like I'm probably weaker at running back, and I'm giving up McConkey, who's probably not like my number one overall, and I'm giving you two unknowns, I'll go to Bijan.
Yeah, and definitely depends on the makeup of your team. Because I don't know if this was to make me make this trade 102, I would make this trade. I feel more comfortable making this trade if this was a 102 rather than a 107. All right. Next trade we have
See,
another Bijan trade. I don't know what's going on, but I need to go send some trades for Bijan. It's Bijan Gaston, the 209 for Woody Marks and the 101. Yeah, I love me the 101 because I do think highly of love, but right now I'm not giving up Bijan. If I got a chance to Bijan, get a chance, Bijan. Give me some Bijan.
we gotta get. I just gave you a whole speech in regards to like when I think about Bijan. I think Bijan has the ability to be number one for some time. It's like getting LaDainian Tomlinson in his prime or getting Le'Veon Bell in his prime. You don't have those opportunities or those players to do so every so often. So Bijan, because of like the amount of traction he gets with the ball, whether it be catching or running, I'm sticking with Bijan. I'm going on the Bijan side as well. I want to I want to disagree with you because I feel like when you post them things on Instagram, I'd be like, nope.
And all I do is just screenshot the trades I sent, and these was the ones I was gonna be doing next. So all these are gonna be shorts.
Okay.
These are all the ones I was gonna be doing next. So it's funny how you disagree when I
Now,
post that short.
I would I would have agreed with you if you had posted something like this. Like, I hold Bijan and I hold Jamar Chase in two different stratospheres, right? I hold them two, and I kind of like the tight ends aren't there for me. I think I need to see consistency out of tight ends, but in those particular roles, like I think there's fluctuation in the tight end spot, there's fluctuation in the quarterback spot. That I don't think there's too much fluctuation when both those two are healthy. So anything that involves Bijan and Chase, I'm more than likely going to lean towards those two players.
Mm-hmm. So, and here's a hard one for me to go about. We got some big boys on the board. Puka Nakua for Justin Jefferson in the 105. I think this is kind of even. And depending on my bill, I might leave Justin Jefferson in the 105 because we just need a quarterback for Justin Jefferson value to go right back up. I love me some Puka Nakua. Damn, you know what I'm saying? It's rough with Justin Jefferson not having a quarterback, but I just got to bet on things getting better and me be able to get a good pick at the 105. So give me the pick and Justin Jefferson. What about you?
You bugging. So I just told you, you got to grab players while they're in their prime. Puka Nakua, it has just left the regular season as the number one overall fantasy wide receiver, while Justin Jefferson has struggled the past 2 years, and you don't know what you're going to yield on the 105. I'm always going to try my best to see what the next year is going to, what's going to come out of the next year, what's going to come out of fruition. So Puka is in the best situation. Stafford's coming back. They hungry for another year and winning. He doesn't have a dominant player besides him. Devontae Adams is great, but he understands his role. We know Puka's the number one overall. And when you get the opportunity to grab him, these are the types of trades I like to send to entice people, right? I don't want to hold on to the 105 and Justin Jefferson. I want to get the best play out of the deal, right? So the best play out of the deal, in my opinion, is going to be Puka, hands down. He already has the quarterback. He already has the foundation. Justin Jefferson has showed you that, yeah, it was a part of the system, and yeah, he's a great athlete, but you took some primetime quarterbacks. JSN got Sam Darnold. Look what happened to him, right? He went to a different stratosphere. Drake London had Kirk Cousins when he came over. Again, he had fantasy games where he was scoring 30, 40 points if you're playing PPR. You notice when they brought over my man McCarthy going with Jefferson, it was a bad look, right? You didn't understand that he needed a viable quarterback. So while you're banking on him getting better because of his elite talent, I'm going with what's already there. I give two pennies for the 105. I'm sticking with Puka Nakua. Puka!
All right. Like I said, I originally said this is even for me. But if my foot was to the fire, I would put Jefferson because it's easy to say, hey, this was going on because if I would have sent you this trade 2 years ago, you would be picking the Jefferson side, no question. So it's easy. This is what I see. I see we not even sure how long Stafford gonna be playing. If he would have won the championship this year, probably would have retired. Jefferson, so Stafford might have one more year. So in fast forward in a year, Nakua might be in the same purgatory that Jefferson stuck in without a good quarterback, and they solved the quarterback problem with the Vikings. They only 2 years apart in age. I don't want you to think they're far apart in age. So that's my whole thing with that. Just banking on if this was, I feel this is even, but if this was the 103 instead of the 105, I would feel with no question that's the better trade because I know what I can get at the 103. I'm getting a quarterback or I'm getting an elite receiver. But
I have a lot of great memories from grade school. And in grade school, when my regular teacher would call out sick or wasn't available, I always had the same substitute teacher come in, and so he understood how I needed to learn and what he needed to do to teach the class and where we were at, and it made things a lot easier. And I think with Sean McVay, he's already prepped if Stafford is not there. Jimmy Garoppolo's been there for some time. He's always had quarterbacks come in the back end, knowing that they can perform in the manner that he's looking to get them to perform. And Nakua has never dwindled down. He's never been put in the position that Justin Jefferson is, working with a rookie quarterback or a second-year quarterback, trying to figure things out along the way. Jefferson is giving you 2 years that he needs a viable quarterback to help him perform well, and Nakua has been great and dominant since his rookie year. So I'm taking Nakua as the best player in the deal, understanding that him and his head coach have a plan moving forward. They're prepping. I think Jimmy Garoppolo's been there for some time, and he's a backup over there at the moment. I'm still going with Nakua, right? And again, I don't know what the 105 is going to yield. I don't want to mess with Justin Jefferson. I just want the best play out of the deal.
What are you talking about? He gave you 2 years. You don't. Justin Jefferson was Justin Jefferson last year. What were we talking about? 2 years.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He wasn't Justin Jefferson last year. Look at his numbers, bro.
I'm looking at his numbers. I mean,
look at the previous numbers. Justin Jefferson was a standout. He was a standout in his first couple of years, first few years.
Okay,
so being the wide receiver position.
His first
last year and the previous year
was 17.1 points.
Okay.
His second year was 19.4 points
a
game. Third year, 21.7 points a game.
Okay.
Next year, 20.2 points a game. Next year, 18.7 points a game. So all of that had been in the same realm. This the only year where it's like 11.9 points a game. What we doing?
So if you look towards, he wasn't playing in an elite level. I think you're looking at his like big ticket games and him scoring 1,000 yards year after year. He hasn't been the same. He wasn't the same 2 years ago. He didn't make the same impact that he made in the previous years, where he was consistently playing. I don't have the numbers in front of me. Next time if we're gonna have, I'll be prepared and I'll have like his game by game log. But I'm not about holding on to Jefferson at this moment. I don't think he serves the purpose that I'm looking for.
Well, that's funny because you talking about Jefferson and Puka when this is Puka, of course, best season where he made the jump. But last year he scored about the same as Jefferson.
Puka was hurt. I think
we ain't gonna make excuses now.
We gotta go game by game.
Puka scored 18.8 points last year, which was his highest points at the time, and Jefferson scored 18.7.
All right.
And that was his lowest at the time.
I'm not going to argue the point. I'm going to say
Jefferson will never be Jefferson again. He just toast. He's toast, and I need you to put that on wax if you feel that.
So you're taking away from the fact that Jefferson. Jefferson is one of my favorite players. I'm not saying that he's not a talented wide receiver. I think you're harping on the fact that I will pick Puka over.
Don't lose your mind. I just don't want you to lose your mind.
I think Puka's in the
better. When he gave you what Puka just gave you, the highest in his career, which was last year before this year.
I go by a per game basis, and Jefferson.
Well, I don't go per game because it's a whole. I'm playing what 16, 17.
I hear you.
Fantasy. I don't go per game.
Puka is a more viable, younger player who's in a better situation and has a better foundation with team members that know how he plays and knows the system that he's in. He's not in a situation with a quarterback that's learning his role, and you can see as he went to learn his role, did not perform well. You try to throw in and makeshift some folks. I think we had Wentz in there playing sometime this season. We had other quarterbacks playing while McCarthy was hurt, and it just didn't work out well. I don't want to go that route.
Too long on here, so I got one question to ask you.
What's up?
Stafford retires tomorrow. Currently, you got Jimmy Garoppolo as your quarterback, and maybe they draft Ty Simpson. Do you feel the same about Puka Nacua in this trade? Just a yes or no question.
No.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. All right, because I just wanted to tell you, things flip-flop in fantasy and move real quick. All right, next trade. Next trade, we got Caleb Johnson. We got T. Henderson for Judkins and Purcell. I feel like this close, but even though Judkins coming off the injury, I got a thing for Judkins and Purcell, so I got to go that side. What about you?
I don't like Caleb Johnson's situation. I love Travion Henderson's situation. But I've also seen him regress on occasion when Ramondre plays well. I've seen Judkins play fairly well, and I still think Pearsall has an opportunity to play well if he can stay healthy throughout any particular year. He has not the opportunity to shine, so a lot of it depends on what's going on. So I'm going to lean I don't want to agree with you. I really don't, but I'm going to agree with you. I say Judkins and Pearson would be the side that I lean on for this one.
All right, next trade. Next trade we got Kyron Williams and the 101 for Bijan. Whoa, now I love me some Bijan, but I might have to go ahead and take that 101 this time. I'm sorry, because you giving me two running backs I can just put in there. And of course, it depends on your situation. But damn, I'm probably going to 101. What about you?
This is a tough one. I'm gonna disagree with you. You know why it's tough? It's because of some things that I've said before. Kyron's situation could adjust because of Blake Corum, and I don't know. I can only go and think that the 101 would be a great pick. But I just saw Aston Genty play this year, and it wasn't that fun to have him in certain leagues because he was off and on. With that being said, if I were on the Kyron Williams side, I'll be the one traded over to get Bijan for that. So give me Bijan in this particular space. You don't have too many chances to get like a Christian McCaffrey in his prime, LaDainian Tomlinson in his prime, and Antonio Brown in his prime. Those players for 4 or 5 years can catapult your team to a different stratosphere. So you give me the opportunity to get those types of players on my team, I'm not giving it up. Bijan, baby.
And I also understand, when we picking the side that I'm picking, that I'm getting a player that somewhere in the realm of Bijan that's 3 years younger. So if I got the 101, usually I earned the 101. That so I'm gonna take that 101, and I'm gonna take Kyron Williams. I'm gonna flip Kyron Williams. You might as well keep on flipping and see what you can get from Kyron Williams and bust that down as much as you got. If I can, I'm trading the 101 because you shouldn't be trying to park a Porsche in the trailer home. You shouldn't be trying to park a Lamborghini in the projects. So you shouldn't get this running back asset when your team is ass. You probably should push back and get the 102. Get something on top of that too. Make this as much as asses because this is Bijan who you just gave up. So you need to get as many asses you can to make up for giving up Bijan. So all right. Next trade we got is Brissett, Mayfield, Sutton, Chase Brown, Worthy for Dort, and a 27 second. The fuck out of here. I this person got give me the Mayfield side.
Yeah.
Dort ain't
I'm
worth that.
looking at it. I'm like, why would I do all this for Dart?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, is this Jaden Daniels after his rookie year? Like, it's got to be somebody else.
And Baker Mayfield is better than him. Like, so why would you giving up Brissett? Get out of here. Worthy has some potential. He was hurt this year. He was trying to come back from injury throughout the entire year and try to capture where he was supposed to be at. I'm guessing he's going to put on some more core strength in regards to who he is, and then come ball out. Chase Brown, Sutton. Why would you do that for Dart? I don't get it. I'm going the Mayfield side.
Somebody got screwed in this trade, and good job to you, sir, because someone I don't know if you caught you a Giants fan because somebody's really
has to be.
Kool-Aid.
It has to be. That's wild.
All right, next trade we got Puka and the Core for the 102, the 302, the 210, the 410, and the 28 first. And I'm still taking Puka. You ain't moving me off of Puka with that. And I like the 102 because I know what I can get there. But damn it, the other stuff is kind of shitty. And even though you're giving me a 28 first, 28 first is more so worth like a 20 on 6 second right now because it's so far away.
This is just for context, first glance, I will probably side with you, but second, like as I look at it, nah. Now I'm probably gonna go with the 102 in the 2028 first round draft. I'm gonna tell you why. So I told you Chase and Bijan are the only two at this very moment that I put in an elite echelon. Everyone else can get done. There's a number, there's a price. And if I know that 102, and again, I relegated to the current year, right? If I know I can get Hampton and another good player in 2028 to just add to my arsenal to flip, like you stated, like to move on if I wanted to, then I'm going to do that, right? Understanding that my team needs it and I'm not in need of Puka. Now, if Puka is like my only wide receiver, and I have like a Mims or give me like another like low level receiver or I don't know. If I have anyone on my team that's not a star that I don't think can get me consistent points, where Mims is up and down, he's still good, but he's not consistent. I'm gonna go and keep Puka. But for this purpose, I'm gonna garner that the person on the other end is taking Puka from me. And if it was the team that I currently have that I'm working with, I'm going for the 102 and the 2028 first. The first to me gives me an opportunity to always continue to build my team in the right direction. Because I always think there's going to be at least 12 players that come in any draft that are going to have an impact on any particular team. And then if you have a good eye, you should be able to see who's going to come to fruition, whether it be the immediate year or in years to come. So give me the 102 side.
Or you have more faith in yourself than me, and I'm great at picking rookies, but as you get past, like I said, you get past the first couple of, like 105, then you taking dart throws. You
Yeah,
mean
after 105, I get you, but it's the 102 you're saying, right? So it's
no,
like if I
no,
go to
no, no.
previous
That's
years,
the 102, but you more so, focus on this 28 first,
yep,
which is
yep,
that's too far. That's too far for me.
no.
Most of my leagues, I don't even have access to the 28 first. So we know this is a sleeper league that's just giving people a limited access.
What's the fun part of it is that, yeah, you don't know, but that can also work out to your benefit, right? So you can take a gamble in a couple of years and in 2027 see like how that manager is playing, right? And then you can move it if you want. If the manager seems like they have an elite team and you want to move it, it gives you that option to see if you can move it earlier in the year so you can get
And
players
let's say
that you want.
if your team is contending, you still taking the 102 side.
If I don't have elite wide receivers or good enough wide receivers, like if I had, let's say if I had McLaurin and McConkey as like my other two receivers, I would do it. The one or two.
Okay, okay,
Yep.
all right. Yeah, we gonna have to disagree there, and and I'm only saying that because this is a trade you honestly could look back in a couple of years and be like, I should have took it
Yep.
because
Yep.
if anyone know, and like I said, I try not to go too hard on it. I think very fondly of Cornell Tate. So, in all honesty, I might take the 102.
Hmm.
In all honesty, because that's how much I think of Cornell Tate. But if this the 103 and me just having a chance to get Cornell Tate and not knowing for a fact that I could secure him, I would say hell no, it would be no chance unless we was on the clock and I'm able to draft Cornell Tate. But if this was the 103 and not the 102, but being knowing that I'm gonna be able to get love on Cornell Tate, you know, hey, I'm not mad at you going that side because, like I said, this could easily be a trade that we look back and
Yeah.
say, okay,
Yeah.
um, all right, the last trade we got for the night is Josh Johnson. People just throwing anything on here. Um, Russell Wilson, Judy, Bijan, Emmanuel Wilson for CMC, Hurts, ETN, Flowers, Scatterboo, and I'm feeling like, what? I don't like to trade away Bijan, but if you're giving me all these pieces and I'm getting Hurts in a super flex, I feel real good that I'm with these pieces. So give me the CMC side.
Yeah. I mean, there's no denying it. Like that CMC side with ETN, Flowers, and Hertz, it changes your team dramatically. Um, I'm thinking that he's about 30 now, right? Um, and looking at it, you get an opportunity to get. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. As much as I love Bijan, and if I, but I'm still, I play for contention every year, right? There hasn't been a year that I played in Dynasty yet that haven't been like at least to the semifinals to contest to get to like the championship. So you have a similar player who gives you similar numbers in CMC. He's getting older, but I think he's going to play for a few more years. Got Hurts, who, regardless of like whatever kind of quarterback you think he is in real life, he still gives you elite fantasy numbers in the quarterback position. Got ETN, who's just proved himself, who I don't know if the Jaguars are going to re-sign yet. In the day that we're talking about, if he's going to go to another team, I heard some rumors about him looking to go to the Bears, but we'll see. And that'll still be a great place for him to go. And you have Flowers, who had an awesome year with Lamar, who I think is going to have another awesome year. You have Scatterbull, who you just got to give time to heal from his injury and come back. There's too much on the CMC side for me to pass up and say I'm going to stick with just Bijan. That person is doing that strictly, giving all that up just to keep Bijan. So if they have more players on the team, more power to them. But I'm sticking with the CMC side.
Because I don't even see Josh Johnson, Russell Wilson,
Yeah,
Emmanuel Wilson. That shit was waiver wire fodder for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
It's Judy and Bijan for all them pieces.
Yep.
That's not gonna cut it
Yeah,
for me.
and Judy, who knows what Judy's gonna do, right? I think he had a few games where he played decent, and you just don't know what is happening with him. He's never come to fruition. He's never been consistent. He's never stayed healthy long enough. I don't bet my hedges on players that tell you and reveal who they are. So, yep, CMC, Hurts, ETN, Flowers, Scatterbull. There's no way that I will pass that up.
And you just said you never not gone to the semifinals. How many dynasty leagues are you in? I'm guessing you're not in many at all. How many
How many fit dynasty leagues?
dynasty leagues? Yeah.
I'm only in one. Only in one
Yeah,
dynasty
I
league.
thought so. Okay, okay. Because I'm like, what I'm saying, you could, and I can understand somebody playing like that if they only done one dynasty league. I'm in a ton of dynasty
Yeah.
leagues, so I don't mind
And I
a
tend to switch it up. Like I
no,
tend to switch. I tend to adjust my team accordingly. I tend to work on it in the off season. I tend to be very active to make sure I'm talking to folks at least like once a month. If they're not like actively engaged in it, I just reach out so it's not bothersome, but they understand like there's certain players that I'm interested in. I pay attention to the offseason news. I see where head coaches are going. I see where new offensive coordinators are being put in place. Like all those things need to be done because I feel like there's different seasons in the off season of Dynasty. You have the time as soon as fantasy's over to look right after you have until after the Super Bowl to play around with certain players. Then you got mini camps. Then you got the draft. Then you got training camp. Then you got preseason. All those times tell you different information, and you have to make moves based on the information that you're getting at that particular time. And you have to try your best, in my opinion, to improve your team. So, like the team that I have on my fantasy squad now in my dynasty looks nothing like the team that I came into dynasty with.
yeah, and I gotta take away the comment I said about a light seeker because I said I don't know what direction this dude did. When I went to go send him a trade, I saw exactly what he's doing now. He's trying to monopolize all the 27 picks. All the first picks. I know I realize what he's doing now, and that's what he's doing. And I'm like, because the 27 class is supposed to be, pretty good. So, I don't know if he got the bottom tier people picks yet. That's why
Not yet. I think
that's why I'm holding on mine's dear. I'm like, look,
yeah.
I ain't gonna just give up mine's willy nilly. What I'm saying, and I will let the people know it's an orphan. It's my, I didn't
You
draft it,
just have to push back on
you
him.
know.
Like I think what he does is he tries his best to send you something enticing. He does so on purpose, but he kind of holds on to those picks, right? You just either have to stand your ground and say I'm not going to do it, or if it means that much to you, then go ahead and do it, right? Like I think you saw, like I will go ahead and do certain things to go ahead and get the players that I know that I want on my team. So it's like, all right, if this player is going to stay on my team for some time, I'm ready and willing to risk it.
And second, y'all think winter frustrates me. It's more so y'all that frustrates me in the different leagues we in because y'all don't call winter out on his bullshit. Pure bullshit.
What does he do?
If
I don't feel like he does anything though.
If I put out that this man been ducking me for 4 years of betting, y'all should be on this neck. Y'all should be on his neck and say y'all been ducking him for 4 years, and he'll and guess what? You don't notice he'll sit there and skip what I said. Oh, I'll bet you that we made a bet and I beat you. Okay, show me the bet in the last 3 years. Oh no, you making it. I just said you've been ducking me, since 4 years ago. So if you can't show me the bet in the last 3 years, you lying. And y'all don't be putting it, your foot on his neck and calling him out on shit like that. Because he also, every chance he get to say that I'm ass in Dynasty, and then when I say, all right, bet me if you go, your team will do better than me this year. Oh no. You a cheat. What that got to do with what you just said? You said I'm ass in Dynasty, but you refuse to bet me when it comes to who gonna have the better season. So I can't be that ass. Something not right. It seems like something. The man that bet everybody, all of a sudden when I put on a bet on the table, he backed down and sit down and pee.
I think what the fun part for me is watching you guys go back and forth, which is why I don't say anything. I think that's what I enjoy the most is when you guys both get into it. You get animated. He starts laughing and egging you on.
And that's why I get David in there. Because David will say something. I'll be like, come on, David. No, you'll say something.
And it gets, I think that's one of the best parts of fantasy is just the chat. Like, it's just the chat. It's just the chat. So that's why I don't jump in. And like I said before, I think I told you before about this. Like, by the time I jump in, there's already like 600 messages. I don't even know where to begin to start reading. So that's why when you tag me is the best way. Just tag me and I'll hit my tag and I'll be like, hey, what you tag me for? Like, what's going on? And I just jump in from there.
Okay. But all right. I think that's about it. You got anything before we go?
Nah, just that tell your crowd I'm the best to ever do it. When I come on here, my critiques are on point. If you need any kind of fantasy advice, hit me up and I'll be happy to help you.
Well, that's the thing. If my crowd, if they're paying attention to the Triple FL League, they didn't see you there, and they don't see you in the playoffs. So,
it was 1 year. I had a bad year. I told you the Genty Drive, Chase Brown, Rashi Rice, like all those players on one team. DK Metcalf didn't ball out like I thought he was gonna do. Pearson, you stole from me, so I'm glad that he came on your team instead of coming on mine. But I've had him in several years. I admittedly had one of the worst fantasy years in your league and Winners League. So you two's leagues I didn't show up on, so I was quiet. I couldn't talk trash, right? But for the most part, I'm prepared now because I'm very competitive. So I have to always watch and see who people reach out for and do my analysis on when I need to go out for certain players. Certain managers of your team reached for certain players that weren't like high valued, but they went. So they did their homework. So I have to do my homework as well prior to like drafting the yours or winners. Then I have to be careful and identify who's cross-pollinating, right? Because had I identified that me and you do like certain players that are similar. So I have to really be prepared that, all right, if he goes in this particular round where I was getting him in every other round, every other league, then I'm straight. I had a league where I had Abuka, Warren, drafting them late round. This is like a 14, 16-man league, and I'm able to get all these players late. Javonte Williams catapulting me in the beginning of the season. I'm able to flip them. I couldn't do that in your league for some reason. Folks were bypassing players I didn't like. It was like everyone had the same eye for the players that I was looking at. I have a plan for it coming up in the next week.
So we'll see.
But did I make? Wasn't that the number one play? Why you don't talk about me the year before? Don't act like this is not the norm. The year before, I was number one in your league for the longest time. You did many a video on me on being number one and talked about my points.
The year before,
you don't remember that?
I don't know where you finished, but it wasn't number one in the season. And then
I was the
didn't you
number
get bounced
one.
out the playoffs the first round or
We're
something?
not, as long as I make it to the dance, I'm straight.
I'm just saying, like I can't remember it being impressive. I remember, because you've been in the league. This is the third year, right?
It is the third year. The second and both first 2 years I made the playoffs. So you trying to play me?
You get bounced both rounds. The first round, both of them.
No. First year I made it to the semifinals.
Okay.
I got bounced out the first round, and then this year I didn't make the playoffs. So I was going in the wrong trajectory, but I figured some stuff out. Don't worry about it.
You're 100% sure? Because we can find out right now.
Bank on it. You can put this to the league and tell them.
All right.
There's no way.
This is not live, so let me go ahead
and
we'll go ahead and go find it. Let's see.
There's no way that I'm not going to make it to the championship in your league next year.
Stop the cap.
You talked about my team. You kept on every.
No, I'm sure I talked about team. Yeah. I just don't remember it doing much when it comes to the playoffs.
You talked about my team. I'm talking about the regular season. I was the number one, and you kept on saying in a couple of years ago, you kept on saying, well, he's number one, but his points don't reflect it. He's number one, but his points don't reflect it, right? And then I dropped, and I made the playoffs.
6. You came in season 4. So let's go to episode 14, maybe.
Did you like it?
Yeah. Oh, well, shit. I'm sitting on number 1, my boy. It's funny how that works. Sitting on number 1 in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? you talking about you and everything. And 3 years.
So what happened with my record, if you remember, is that I got off to a hot start, right? And then players began to be injured on my team. And I said at the end of that season, I can't control that, right? I can't control when players get hurt on my team. I can only play with the players that I have. And because you have so many bench spots, I mean, my push for you is to eliminate that many bench spots and let players play, right? Let me manage my team. You have so many bench spots that it's so tough to.
Oh, you see, this year, Winner didn't make the playoffs. Of course, it's Winner talk more than what he is. He didn't make the playoffs the first year, of course. You in the. Oh no, that's on the thing. All right, let's see. Round 2 of the. Was that round 1? Round 2. Let's see. All love. Oh, there you go. He lost to G, man. What round was that? Round 1 or round 2 though?
I'm making it to the chip.
That was round 1.
No, I told you last year. I know.
No, this not last year. This your first year. So both years. So both years you lost round 1.
Man, that's upsetting.
But yeah. So don't get on my channel to the best that ever do it when they know who the best that ever do it.
Nah, the best that ever do it.
Still doing it.
It doesn't. So Tom Brady didn't win a championship every year. Patrick Mahomes didn't win a championship every year. It took a second for Jordan to figure out how to win championships consecutively. LeBron has only won 4 out of like the 10 championships that he's been to. That's me, I'm an impactful manager. I will figure it out. I'm guaranteeing you have me on wax. I'm making the championship in your league next year. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Play it for me at the end of the season, and we'll see where we at.
We know that's not gonna happen. I'm not even gonna play with you. We know that's not happening. I feel more confident about your Dynasty team than I feel about you winning any of the redraft leagues. I'm be honest with
you. The confidence in me is not where I need it to be. I think you don't take into consideration injuries like I had. Do you know how depleted my team was? I was in last place in did I end up in last place? No, I play every week.
Injuries are part of the game, you know what I'm saying? I draft people because of injuries. Some people I feel are injury prone, and that's why I don't draft them and I draft my team.
You're absolutely right. And I have adjusted the way that I'm going to move forward in your particular league. There's a certain manner that I picked up that I need to do with those men. I had to learn the kind of how they draft, why they draft a certain spot. I haven't gotten a high draft pick in your league yet. Like I'm always towards the bottoms, which is fine. I can do with that because the background gives me better players. But I'll go a different route. I promise you, my guy.
And I don't know if you remember, I broke down the statistics in our league at first. This past season was the first time someone with a high pick actually won the championship. Before, everybody who had like the 109 and back won. That was the first time someone with a high pick actually won.
I got you. Yeah, no,
So that means you can win from wherever you draft. You got to draft the right place.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I think I have a cadence of I had a cadence of thinking, and I had to open up my mind. I would say my perspective needed to understand that I wasn't playing with the same managers I played with in other leagues. And while yours aren't like super, you have a couple. You have more than a couple that think in the same way, right? And I needed to adjust my mindset to shoot a little faster on players that I got to get and put on my squad. I couldn't wait. I'm not going to wait this time. I'm not going to methodically go and let the waiver wire board tell me. I'm just going to go after the players I know are going to catapult my team to greatness. You watch and see.
We'll see. Like I said, I know you like some of the players I like, but I don't know.
One of them.
I don't think we
definitely one of them.
I don't think we draft the same, so I'm not.
No, you're definitely one of them that pulls the trigger
in there. But someone like Sean, who like a lot of players I like, I would rather him not be nowhere around me in the draft. I don't want nowhere around me. I don't want you. I don't want Sean around me in the draft. Even though we might draft different, but y'all like players I like, so I don't want y'all nowhere around me.
Yeah,
So
I'll be there. No worries. I'm gonna push a little different. You're gonna notice a little different style of drafting in the next year because it does. I'm super competitive. As I'm also very fair, and I think I'm very open and honest about whatever I'm doing, whoever I'm talking to, right? Which is what helps me with my trading. Because I'll tell you straight up. If you ask me why are you doing it, I'll tell you, no problem. Like, hey, this is how I'm building my team. This is what I'm trying to do. But this is what I think helps you, right? So I'm gonna take a different route when I'm drafting the year. Just put it like that. I've thought about your league. I've thought about Winners League. I didn't like coming in any kind of low mark. As long as I make the dance, I'm straight. But when I miss it, I got a problem.
Yeah, I mean, my main thing was letting on Joseph win. I mean, it's certain people I don't like to let win the league. You know what I'm saying? So, that's not the type of champion I need. Win the league I'm in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he looked really sus, throwing water on himself and stuff like that. That's real sus. Can't have that. I don't want I don't want winner to win the leagues that I'm in. I've experienced that before. It's not a good thing. I don't like that. And who else would probably be a bad champion? I don't know. I could take G-Man. G-Man is quiet. Zach goes, take his jabs, but I could take him. It's a lot of certain people. If they win and be quiet, I'm fine. But if they go boast about it, can't have you as my champion. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
I don't know how your boy would be. I don't think I'm be honest with you. I don't think he would ever win the league. But I don't know how David. David hit on the right players, but his team, just by the time he hit the playoffs, he just was going downhill.
Yeah. It's a combination of bad luck, but also a combination. He doesn't move a lot of players. Like he'll really stick with his players throughout the year. But I think everyone plays differently. I'm not a person that needs to stick with players, right? Like even if they're doing really well, I may pivot and say, "Hey, let me try a different route that I think is going to take me into a better spot in the playoffs." And I don't think Dave is one of those players. Dave is like, "This team is the team that I drafted. This team is the team that's going to take me no matter what." He did hit in a lot of plays. I think he had Warren in a number of leagues, which he purposely drafted at a lower pick to get his tight end position, and that was servicing him well because Warren was pretty consistent when Daniel Jones was there. And then when Daniel Jones left is when you saw his numbers plummet. I think in your league, I'm not sure if he drafted JT or not, but whoever did got him like in the second round and catapulted his team to be even better when you have like 2 first-round overall draft pick caliber players in your team. You can't go wrong. So
But he did decent in both leagues. So I mean, I'm not. I just the way he constructed his team. I think I would have been more surprised if he would have won the championship. But I remember I did like his team when he drafted it. Now he got this thing in his head. Oh, you was talking so bad about my team. No, I had to send him the film. I did not talk bad about the team. I actually liked this team when he drafted it. And so, but yeah. But all right, man. I'll catch you next time,
I
man.
appreciate you, bro. All
All
right.
right.
All
Peace.
right. Talk to you later, man.